Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to 2024 Black College Football Preview Special. We have talked about the MEAC. We have talked about CIAA and the SIAC. We are now moving on to what I like to call the SEC of Black College Football, the SWAC. Even though the MEAC be whooping their butt in the
Celebration
championship, the Celebration Bowl. But we are now going to cover the SWAC. The SWAC is probably the more stable of the HBCU conferences in terms of football. They keep adding teams. They added FAMU. They added Bethune-Cookman. And they keep getting better, and they are taking advantage of the transfer portal as well. So with that being said, let's talk about the SWAC, man. All of our notes are taken from the media day. So this is from the horse's mouth. This is from what the coaches, commissioners, players, athletic directors had to say.
expectations across the board too now.
Woo!
They board.
Starting with Grambling. Miles Crawley it was named preseason offensive player of the year. He threw for 2,300 yards last year, 16 touchdowns as well. He led Grambling State's offense to improve from 11th to 5th and from 11th to 5th in passing and 10th to 2nd in overall production, which means they can run the ball and they can do that and they can throw the ball. So,
and I know that Hugh Jackson has departed from Grambling, and best of luck to him in his future endeavors. But the one thing that you can say that he is and did, he is a quarterback guru, and he's left them with a guy who's a legitimate good quarterback. And I think that if you combine him with Mickey Joseph and Eric Dooley being back together on the sideline at Grambling, is a very, very interesting setup you have going on. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I know we just got into this. This is my sleeper team.
yeah, so Grambling is your sleeper team. I can't really say that I disagree with you because I did forget that they signed Mickey Joseph to be their head coach. He was the coach at Nebraska, never got really a fair shake. Really good defensive coach. When you pair that with the offensive the remnants of Hugh Jackson's offense, left the players there. You got Dooley. Now Dooley though,
Everything about this team is like, hey,
y'all better pay attention.
I was watching Dooley and Joseph, Coach Dooley and Coach Joseph talk about each other. They feel very confident. They're very familiar. They like their relationship. You got Crawley, who is expected to be the guy. And then, I mean, the other part about this is like forward facing. They got 5 ESPN games this year. That's the best way to get more good players is play a bunch of ESPN games. So, and they got the kid Taj Martin on the line. Yep. This is my team. This is the team that I think that is ready, poised to win. Because everybody else got a little hair on their team.
So the thing about Dooley, which just stabbed Southern fans in the heart, is he was so bad as a head coach. He was so bad. Shout out, hey, Hampton. I need some more paraphernalia. Dooley was so bad as a head coach. He was so stubborn. He was really, really stubborn about. He kept playing the wrong player. Like he had a three-person quarterback competition and kept playing the worst one.
We call that the Arthur Smith or the Mac Brown. Either one. Whoever the guy is, you pick the wrong guy consistently. I don't care how good of a coach you may be, X's and O's, you're just going to get out of there. They're going to send you somewhere else.
But why this will work at Grambling, though, is because he's not the man in charge. Mickey Joseph is like, nah, we playing this dude. So when you have Dooley and he's able to just play call, then at that point, you kind of open up the Pandora's box for him, because on our offense, when he ran our offense, he ran zone read, quarterback shuffle. And I was like, bruh, the quarterback shuffle is from the 1993 Madden playbook. Shout out. And he was doing that. Quarterback act like he fake right, go left, counter, quarterback sneak. I was like, man, we running the wing
It's
tee.
good. Like, it's tricky. Same thing kind of what Georgia Southern does. It's a very specific type of football, and it's very difficult for players, like for defenses, because it's so out of the norm of what you're used to playing. And you have to play assignment and discipline football. If you're not watching your assignment, you're going to get beat. If you're not playing disciplined to your keys, you're going to get beat. This is not one of the offenses that you can play against and let your athleticism win. It's not. Because you're going to tackle the wrong person.
Yeah.
And if it don't matter how many times you tackle the wrong person, that ain't going to stop them. It don't stop nobody. And I think that letting him do what he's really good and taking off his plate what he's not good at is the best thing you can do for him.
Yeah. Really
so
I got me. Give me 1 second. So, come on, SWAC. There we go. So the way that they did the SWAC, and of course we talk. You can't talk about Grambling without talking about Southern. So Sakelby Givens was named preseason defensive player of the year. He led the SWAC in tackles for loss last year at 21. 21 tackles for loss in 12 games is pretty good. He had 7 sacks.
I would say so.
Yeah, 61 tackles total, 8 quarterback hurries, 4 forced fumbles, 7 sacks, and an interception. So he is a disruptor, and Southern's defensive line is their strength. They've recruited really, really well through the portal, and they've gotten bigger on the offensive and defensive line. The thing is, their interim head coach and now head coach Terrence Graves was the head coach at Grambling, interim head coach at Grambling when they got rid of Hugh Jackson.
Yep.
2 years ago. So it's all type of just intermingling between Grambling and Southern and really SWAC teams because Dooley's at Grambling now.
Yeah.
So you got that.
3-card shuffle. Everybody just moving around, which breeds familiarity, which means that you're going to have to really sit down with your staff. And number one, you're going to have to really coach these kids up. And you're going to have to find a way when everybody's familiar with everybody and everybody's either played against each other and coached with and against each other. You're going to have to figure out how to be creative.
Yep. The thing about you said that everybody knows each other. FAMU just lost their head coach to go be running backs coach at University of Charlotte.
And athletic director. And like 5 other.
That was about to be my next point. They lost their head coach, and they brought in a new coach. And they were actually, if you remember, we were talking about FAMU was getting all the transfer players from Florida State. They were getting them all. And then they went and fired everybody, y'all. When I say they went and fired everybody, now they did make the interim president. They made him the Grim Reaper, and they made him take the fall for it. But they fired everybody.
And FAMU's thing is not as much on the field as it's noise. Your athletic director is gone, and like or dislike her, she had a big personality. She was
cooking. Hey,
she was cooking, and I think she was cooking some people in the process. Mm-hmm. The other part is, so athletic director gone, coach gone, elite quarterback gone.
But they brought in a FAU transfer now. So they did the same thing.
Cool. But I gotta see it. You still, I gotta.
Well, you could say the thing about Musa too. Now he came from Vanderbilt,
Miami.
Oh yeah. Well,
the Vanderbilt kid. Yeah. but what I'm saying is, you're right. That's the same thing we said about Musa. Like, cool. You're a D1 prospect. All of this. Show me what you can do, and he did. He consistently showed you, hey.
I am better than everybody else.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't want to say it that way, but
that's what he said. I'm the better quarterback than everybody else in the SWAC, East and West.
Yes. Like at the end of the day, they recruited me to a better team because I'm a better player. Now, you're right. As the quarterback, you have to keep that up and you got a lot going on around you. Can you just focus on what really matters and play football? I don't. I think that's a lot going on right now. I think that Jackson State actually passes them. I think the TC has a better season. I think that FAMU got so much going on. So much. Too much for me. I'm out on them.
The thing about the SWAC, especially the West, top 4 could win it all. Southern could win the West. Grambling could win the West. Prairie View could win the West. Alcorn State has been consistent all for the last 10 years. So the West is probably wide open. Shout out, I'm Texas Southern. Y'all going to struggle. UAPB, y'all are always going to struggle. I think y'all have a little bit more systemic issues that you have to fight against.
Well, TSU played themselves, fired their coach, and then they tried to do the whole, all right, we got a guy, and then no, let's see if we can get Andre Johnson. So,
oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah,
that's what they kind of, you put yourself behind the 8 ball for mismanaging your coaching.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but if you look, like, for whatever reason, it confuses the hell out of me. But like PV and Southern have situations where they both have like 3 quarterbacks, and going into media day, they still talking about like, we're gonna go with the 3-headed quarterback attack. That's exactly what Bubba McDowell said for Prairie View, and I'm like, cool. But this is
Southern named their starting quarterback, the one that should have played last year, Blood. He should have been, and they finally was like, he gonna start.
Being this close to the season and being non-committal about your quarterback doesn't make me feel good. Alabama State is in the same boat, and you know what we say, and we learned it from Spurrier. If you have 2 quarterbacks, you have 0 quarterbacks. So if you have 3 quarterbacks, you
got negative.
That's what you have.
Infinity. What's 1 divided by 0? Infinity.
Yeah. And let's be very real about it. Quarterback play. If you like people who play football, quarterbacks like routines. The linemen like routines. Receivers like routine. You can't get comfortable with a guy when you're constantly rotating at quarterback. Guys spin it different. They throw it different. Left-handed versus right-handed. That's how the ball is going to literally spin. The call, the way that the line is dressed, everything about this is predicated on this guy. That's the reason you don't have a lot of changes at the higher levels, because once we got our guy, this is our guy. He's our leader. And 3 teams in the SWAC saying that they're going to have 3 quarterbacks, I don't feel comfortable about that at all. And I think that that's the one thing, that's the reason that Grambling is my sleeper team, is when everybody else is like, oh, well, we're going to play 3 quarterbacks, Crawley is our guy. We came to win.
So
and learning from you.
It's interesting you brought up quarterbacks. The reason Alabama State is picked to win the East, as you can see here, in the East, it's Alabama State, FAMU, Jackson State, Alabama A&M, Bethune-Cookman, and Mississippi Valley, who 5 and 6, you really ain't worried about. Alabama A&M got a lot to prove. But Alabama State brought in Andrew Body from Texas A&M. I'm sorry, Texas Southern. They were already pretty good last year. They got a lot of players coming back. I think they got they have a first-team offensive lineman. They have 4 first-team defensive players, all 3 of which are in the front 7. We talked about it before. All these teams that keep winning on every level, if you look at every level, FBS, FCS, NFL, high school, these teams that win the trenches and have consistency and continuity keep winning these championships. And Alabama State has a strong front 7, strong offensive line, and you bring in Body, who he's not your typical transfer. He transferred last year, but I think he got hurt. So that's why he's actually been in the system for a little longer than you would think. So I actually think Alabama State will win the East. I think FAMU, like you said, is too much noise. I think Jackson State,
This is TC's time.
Jackson State, this is when you're supposed to, you should be challenging for it. The East.
I think that both of these three teams, like the teams at
Both
third,
of these three teams.
that's the reason I had to backtrack moonwalk. So the teams at third in both cases are ready, primed and ready for their opportunity. TC, he hired 6 new coaches this year. I think that anytime you go from Deion Sanders to you taking the head coaching position, that's a lot. And I'm sure Deion probably
coaches though. That never bodes well.
I think, but it's probably his 6 guys.
Yeah,
Give me my
Deion
guys.
left some few people there. Yeah.
Hey, these are the people who I want to stay. Now he's like, no, this is my team. I'm gonna run it how I want. These are the guys that I need in order for me to be successful. And a lot of these guys are pro guys. He got a bunch of NFL guys and a bunch of guys from the CFL. So I think that they're poised. Those are my 2 teams. Jackson State out of the East, Grambling out of the West.
I got Alabama State, and I'm gonna pick Southern. Southern out of the West. Let me tell y'all now, Grambling looks scary. And Alcorn State is always gonna be good because they have a system. They they will not win because they got rid of McNair. I forgot about that. They had that whole McNair debacle that happened this.
Where's he at? He's somewhere else.
Nowhere. I think he's special something at Southern. He's on Southern staff.
I think so too.
He's on Southern staff, which could transform the offense because the defense for Southern is really good. But if check that for me and see if he actually, because I know he was supposed to go there, but then they were talking about, well, you might as well just make him head coach, but they had already made Terrence Graves the head coach.
Yep, Fred McNair now an ally for Southern football.
Yeah. So Southern's offense could take off, and I could really see Alabama State versus Southern. But Grambling, I'm telling y'all, because they looked good when they were under Hugh, and we were like, hey, let's give Hugh one more year, but they fired him. But we were like, hey,
Hugh's a quarterback guy. I don't care what you
good.
say. Period. He's like the dude. What's the shooter? The shot
lethal shooter
for all the guys.
Lethal shooter.
Yes, lethal shooter. He's the lethal shooter for quarterbacks. I don't care where you are, white, black, albino, Mexican, Panamanian. Give him a little bit of time to teach the person to play quarterback. They're going to play quarterback at a high level. Period.
Yeah. And Grambling had a strong run game too. They had like a 6'2" running back. He just got hurt because he got hurt in the Jackson State game last year. He was going crazy.
Crawley is in prime position to be highly successful.
So you got Jackson State versus Grambling, which I can't be mad at. I can't be mad.
Oh, and hell, let's be real. That's great TV. Great TV.
Oh, so yeah. So Fred McNair, though, being at Southern, I think, and of course, I'm going to have all of the faith in the world. I think Southern and Alabama State will end up playing each other. I would not be surprised if you get a FAMU Alcorn or a Jackson State Grambling, as you said. I think the East is a 3-team race, and I think the West is a 4-team race.
FAMU could do it. I just think that it's highly unlikely. You have so many people watching. That's the good and the bad part about the Nike check and the LeBron logo.
Yeah, y'all gotta win now. Don't lose the money. You got to do something now.
I want to be very clear. With that becomes the eyes, and the eyes are looking, and there's just enough news. And unfortunately, FAMU, between the whole graduation check thing and then you firing all these people, and even before that, like the athletic director lady and the way that Willie Simmons kind of split, it's been in constant influx. And realistically, at the end of the day, we all like a soap opera, and that's what that looks like over there. And I mean, and not a good soap, like it just looks like it looks bad. I want to root for them, and I want them to fix it because they were doing so well. At the end of the day, FAMU is kicking ass.
They were
just need to get everything else together.
We'll see.
Famous last words.
It's always the famous last words. But at least Southern's gonna be the best band in the SWAC, so it don't matter. Shots fired, pow pow, bang bang. Till truth hurts. You got anything else on the SWAC? Or you want to go straight to CAA? You want to take a second?
No. The CAA is relatively short. We here for the 8th, as Reggie has officially named Hampton.
Don't put that on Reggie. All right, so with the Colonial Athletic Association, has a bunch of teams and two black schools, A&T and Southern. I'm sorry, A&T and Hampton. We're only going to talk about A&T and Hampton. So Hampton was picked to finish what, 13th? Like, this is not our year.
13 out of 16. Yeah.
What's A&T? 14?
Yeah, like 14, 15, 16. Yeah, they're worse than us. And I mean, the Colonial Athletic Association, it's not a slouch of a conference. Let's be real here. It's not
fighting
like
blue hens up there.
Yeah. It's. I mean, you're looking in Villanova in the William and Mary. Like, this isn't the place to be playing.
We play all of them. And
yeah,
you know we don't we don't like William and Mary because when y'all cheated us in the playoffs all them years back.
So I think that Hampton's kind of in a tough situation. First thing you got to do is you have to beat the HBCUs. That's
all of them. Well, y'all might lose the Union though. And Howard.
Hey, that's what I was thinking. I mean, Morgan and Hampton should be interesting. Like I told you, Morgan has some Power 5 transfers, but I just didn't fall in love with them. Virginia Union, CIAA. If you're going to be in the Colonial Athletic Association, you got to beat CIAA teams. Norfolk State, their quarterback is still going to be suspended. You have to win that game. Howard, throw everything. First of all, it don't matter.
We be beating them all the time, and they've been good.
Hampton and Howard, at the end of the day, lace them up. We expect you to win. I know that they're a good team. But if you were in the MEAC, we would still have the expectation for you to beat them. William and Mary, good luck and Godspeed. Rhode Island, good luck and Godspeed. Whoop A&T. I think that they can beat Elon. Villanova. Good luck. I think that Towson probably not that good. You probably lose to Richmond, and you probably beat Albany. The thing is, you got to beat the teams that you can beat. The games that you can win, you need to win.
You sure we gonna beat Albany?
I think so.
I think we lost that game last year, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't feel like they're one of the. I don't think that they're one of the teams that's that much better than us. Ooh, Albany got 10 FBS and 11 FCS transfers. Oh, we got 9 FBS. Hold on. I mean,
bro,
I think we can. Oh, hold on. A&T, man. Oh, no. I mean, nah. They have a numbers. Nah. Let me go ahead and tell you. Albany is ranked number 16 nationally. Boot dude.
I was like, just to say Albany. What do you think about it? Let me tell you something, Hampton.
You might be better off trying to grab Rhode Island. How about that?
Let me tell y'all something, Hampton. Let me tell y'all. Look at me in the eye real quick. Y'all got to beat the HBCUs. If you lose to Virginia Union and Howard and or Morgan State, we don't believe you're beating William and Mary. We already said Villanova and Albany ain't happening. Richmond, but we texted
ourselves by waiting until April 30th to get
a coach.
Yes, that has major implications on what your life is going to be like. Getting a coach on April 30th, it throws your recruiting off. It throws your installation off. It throws your coaching staff off. So, I mean, I honestly think the best thing that we could probably do.
Go back to the MEAC.
No, I mean, I'm frustrated. And I'll tell you why. It's because I believe that Hampton could play in the CAA, but you can't do bullshit like waiting until April 30th to make a coaching change and then expect to compete in the CAA. You have to be good everywhere. You have to be everywhere.
Why? What has Hampton done to show that they can compete in the CAA?
I mean, we weren't the worst team in the CAA last year. We, like, when I say compete, like, it's 16 teams. If we could get to 8, that's a success as far as I'm concerned. Like,
Steve Spurrier would roll over in his grave.
You're right.
He would be angry if he heard you say that.
But
that boy said we playing for 8th place, y'all. That's the type of
season. But you got to understand what you're dealing with. Villanova is 6 nationally.
Yeah,
William and Mary 15 nationally. Richmond is 13 nationally. Albany is 16 nationally.
Oh, they gave us the Florida schedule.
So
y'all play all the ranked players in some black schools. It come right on back and says y'all. Shit, we play all this back to back.
Hey, give him the Napier package. He'll love it.
You said Rhode Island, William and Mary, Villanova, Richmond, Albany are all ranked. We play them like the last 6 games. Throw a little A&T in there for homecoming.
And then you got to think, like, hey, I just got this job on April 30th. How am I supposed to be successful?
Wing T. Veer.
Prayers and thoughts.
Listen.
Need them all.
As we talk through this is now an advertisement for homecoming. You ain't going to be at the game. You might as well go ahead, have a good time. Go ahead, donate to the athletic program, get the NIL up. Because the PWIs don't care. Let's just have a good time. Let's just turn up. It is what it is, because we not winning none of them games.
Well, yeah, I mean,
6,
we still not
13,
not
15, and 16.
We not Stony Brook. We not A&T. We not Maine.
Maine beat us.
We about is probably as good as Campbell, Towson,
we lost to
Monmouth.
Campbell.
But I'm saying, like, I think like all of those schools, we're probably about the same.
Why?
That bottom.
What makes you think that we're the same? No, and I'm not trying to shit on Hampton. I'm just telling the truth of what we've seen.
I'm a believer, man.
No. Don't switch up now, Mr. Show Me.
But them not handling business in the right amount of time, I don't care. Like, if you're a good team, this is going to make your season more difficult. If you're a bad team, it's going to make it impossible.
Yeah, this could get really, really ugly really, really fast for Hampton. I hope that they add in some wrinkles and some different stuff. You do have the element of surprise. You could be the Miles College and catch some people off guard. But, bruh, it's going to be cold because these first 4 games against the Blacks, that's September, October. That's 4 games. That right in the midst of the cold is when you start playing all the ranked teams.
Now, I will say A&T, because we're going to make this quick with A&T. Y'all, it was bad. Awful.
Y'all got the same schedule.
Bam. Loss. No, this is the same schedule. They don't play themselves on the 7 week.
Yeah, they play Hampton. My bad. I put the wrong one. Oh, well.
But with that said, I mean, they do have Corian Sharp, 6'4", 315, added to the offensive line. Cesar Monaro, 6'4", 300, added to the offensive line. Georgia Tech transfer R.J. Adams, 6'4", 324, added to the offensive line.
A&T. Let me tell y'all something. We're going to get out of there because I forgot to change the schedule. We're going to say this, though. A&T plays Hampton, Wake Forest, Delaware.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for
hold on. It gets better. Richmond, North Carolina Central, William and Mary, Towson, Elon.
Take your shirt off. Your head like a helicopter.
Y'all getting, I don't even need to put y'all schedule up there. Look, A&T, y'all about to get smoked like some mid on a broke day. Y'all about to get beat so bad. Y'all about to get beat down this year.
Bring me that mid. Do not bring me that Zion. I ain't got Zion money. I get paid next week.
Ooh, Lord. They schedule worse than ours. I guess they got the Florida. They got the Florida schedule, bruh. Ooh, wee. But ladies and gentlemen,
Ronnie baby.
We ain't gonna talk about them. Hey, but we have come to the end of the HBCU special. We're probably gonna release this as a full episode premiere, and then we'll release videos of each section.
That thing, baby.
But we are gonna do the premiere. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Are we going live tomorrow?
They won't see us tomorrow. They will see us when it is to be seen. We give it to you when we give it to you. But college football season is here. Thank you guys for rocking with us tonight. Make sure you continue to support HBCUs. Send money to HBCUs. Send money to your savings account for homecoming because it's almost here. Outside of that, man, the night we burn the late night oil, we out of here, my boy. Peace.
Peace. Love y'all. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Football season. Football season. Hey, 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 hey.